episode number 12 of
Moms
with Nothing
to Talk About, featuring
Michaela,
Bree,
and Ashley. I like how some episodes you're Kayla, some
I
episodes
know.
you're Michaela.
That's just my whole...
It's her alter ego.
That's what... Today you've got the personality of Michaela joining you.
Yeah, you just never know.
Godspeed.
Yeah. I want to do a real quick shout out to one of our listeners, Cassie. We hope she's a guest eventually. But she listens to us, and she gave us some podcast ideas.
So Cassie, if you're listening, comment on some of our stuff.
Yeah. Absolutely.
If you want to sponsor us.
She's a pig farmer and a florist.
I love pigs.
I thought there was something
and
else
flowers.
Yeah, she's a florist and her sister's a photographer.
Oh, it's your sister.
And her mom makes macrame. She's a florist too.
Jesus.
I just love the whole family. They're amazing.
Maybe we could do DIY workshops.
Yeah, that's what she does.
Oh,
Mo does
never mind.
Macrame workshops. We could do other kinds.
That'd be fun.
Okay,
I want to get into taxidermy. Anyway. Okay.
The only reason I'm rolling my eye is I tried getting her into doing skinnings. What would be the difference between a skinning and a taxidermy?
Skinning animals?
Yeah, like selling the pelts.
Yeah, we're gonna discuss that in a minute because we might do that. You're gonna go back with me.
Not me.
You're just gonna go with me to the store.
Oh,
with brainstorming.
That store only had one kind though.
Well, I know. I just need something to start with.
What kind of what?
It was
like
a squirrel head, wasn't
or something. Yeah. Anyway, let's. Okay.
Yeah, very
We're gonna
specific.
skin a squirrel head?
Well, the whole
it's already
thing.
skinned.
Oh! A raw squirrel head?
Yeah.
And then you
Okay.
tan the fur, and then like a fur coat or a rug.
So I'm gonna make a kind of like my taxidermy duck that I have. I'm gonna make something out of it.
But are you skinning it?
Also, no, it's already skinned.
She's going to though.
But I would eventually like to get into taxidermy.
She just needs to figure out how to dispose of bodies. If anybody's listening and knows how, we'll take your advice.
I know a guy. I have a guy for everything.
Oh, okay. Anyway,
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so on that topic.
So that kind of leads into today's topic of...
Bears!
I'm going to let you do this, Michaela, because we don't know what you're talking
This
about.
was Michaela's idea.
Yeah, so it's all over TikTok. And literally it is, if you were alone in the woods as a woman, would you prefer to encounter a bear or a random man?
Bear,
okay,
100%.
so...
Yes, this is the whole argument. And the funny thing is on TikTok, men don't get it. And they're like
you'd be safer with the man.
Exactly! Like...
We are
and not all of them. Not all of them. A lot of them are like, you guys are missing the point.
Right.
But it's like, how can we not understand that? And I'll get into why a lot of people pick the bear, like the different things about it. But it's like, these men don't understand why we're afraid of them. Like, they're not getting that there's worse things that can happen to you besides dying.
Right. So last night, the mom that told me about this, she was telling me it's your daughter. Would you rather your daughter in the woods?
Well, that's what they asked the dads.
Ooh. Oh, okay.
But it started, I don't know how it started, but a lot of them are just women talking about it. But then they're asking their husbands, if your daughter was alone in the woods, would you rather her be alone with a bear or a man? Like a random man she doesn't know. I would pick the bear every time.
If there's a man alone in the woods, but
it's like...
chances are he's trouble.
But my question is, is this hunting season? Are we...
Okay, but here's the thing, Ashley.
If he has a gun?
Here's the thing. Okay, I don't even care about that. If the man was just gonna... You might want to shut that door. If the man was just gonna kill me, like a bear would, if I knew that they were just for a minute, if they were just going to murder me real quick, shoot me, and I'd be done... Okay, but a man can violate you.
What if he wants to talk to you and ask you about your day and the weather?
Okay, well there's a
what man
and the edible berries down the way.
What man cares?
I cannot even with you.
The only man that's ever done that has been my stalker. So he was bound to try to kill me at some point.
You think he would have killed you? You don't think he would have just locked you in the basement and kept you forever?
See, he told me here. Why? That is creepy.
He told me he would do that to me.
Kill you?
No, he told me he would keep me
in his house.
He's
gonna kill you. He's gonna keep you alive.
Oh my gosh, Ashley. Because nobody would keep Ashley in the basement.
Ashley, get this bitch out of here, okay? Let her go.
That's what my mom used to say all the time. She's like, if someone's gonna kidnap you, they're gonna bring you right back. Literally, since I was like 5 years old, my mom has been telling me that. So
Ashley has nothing to worry about.
No.
Also, I feel like if she was alone in the woods with a man, she would obviously, number one, have her gun. And number two, I feel like she'd scare the man off.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like she comes off as psycho.
But I think the frustrating thing for me in all of this is that, like, why are we not fixing this? Like, why can we not
fixing Ashley being psycho?
Oh no, that's not fixable. That's not fixable. That's not fixable. No. Which is good because, like, the TikTok you sent me, we all need a mean friend. I haven't called in your services yet, but there will be.
There's a couple on the list.
There are.
I have a list too.
Let's start it up.
Yeah.
This will be my side gig. My side gig to my side gig to my side gig.
Call me if you need a psycho.
Side gig psycho.
That's all.
So you're wanting to fix that men don't understand that women are terrified of them, or
yeah, like, but it's the mere fact that men are creepy. Mm-hmm. Men, I feel like they, like, I was at a restaurant the other day. Kyle and I were at a restaurant, and we were getting ready to leave, and this older couple was coming, and the only thing left were, like, high top seats at the bar. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, hey, we're getting ready to leave. They'll have to clean it, but you're welcome to sit here. And the lady's like, that would be great, because I could tell that the old man was, I didn't think he was going to be able to sit in the high top. I
don't even want to sit in the high top chairs. Too big.
So, she's like, well, we actually prefer this spot. And so I was talking to the lady about how this little spot that we sit in a lot was really nice. It was kind of quiet, yada, yada.
Where were you?
At FD's.
Oh.
I meet people everywhere, okay?
Oh, my God. Stop talking.
So then, the old man, who is like 85, he's like, you know why I like this spot? And I'm like, no. And he's like, because there's a pretty lady. And I was like, and I'm like, oh, her? Because in my head, I'm just like, the lady that you're with? Yes. And he just looked at me stunned. And Kyle's like, that's why I'm here with her, like, patting my back. And it went over my head, but he's like, he was talking about you. Like, just the mere fact that, and I cannot
tell you were so comfortable to say shit like that.
But you were leaving, so why would he have even said that? Because it's not like you're going to be the view the entire dinner. He's just going to see your backside.
But do you know how many times I have went out to get male patients?
He pulled out his flip phone and video.
He probably did. My flat ass. He probably just got right in on that. But
damn it, I was recording the door.
It probably looks like a door.
So you're mad that men don't... You don't think that men are scared of women, though?
No. But, and I also, like, you know how many men I have went to get out of a waiting room, and they're like, I'm sure glad I got a pretty lady. And I'm always like, well, I'll go find you one. Or how many men have asked me, like, if I'm scanning their leg, I have to start high up in their groin. And how many times they've asked if I could just scan their balls or scan their...
Why would they want you to scan their balls?
Because they just want me to, like, be in that area. Or I've had
that
two...
Is a lonely man. Not against you, but I'm like...
Yeah.
Would you scan my balls?
I have had two separate men be like, do you ever worry about being alone in these rooms with men?
The
with
fact
people?
that even came to their head.
One guy was like, have you ever been afraid of someone trying to take you and keeping you? Like,
what the fuck?
I'm just saying, the mere fact that men think it is... Oh, you don't find... Like, I don't ever feel the need to walk up to a man and be like, I sure like the view, big guy.
I'm going to start doing that. Like, now. It starts now.
Sorry, Colin.
I just think that... And not all of them, obviously, but most think about... So, like, on the TikToks, there's one that... It said how many people die of lightning attacks, how many people die of bear attacks, how many women are sexually assaulted and murdered in the United States per year.
I'm sure
and it was insane.
Outrageous. Yeah.
Like 68 people got killed by a bear last year. And it was like 342,000 women were sexually assaulted. And it's also... So one murdered? I'm going to find... So one of them was like, the bear just sees me as a human being. That's all the bear sees me as.
Yeah.
The bear, men see you as...
A piece of meat.
Exactly. Somebody they can rape, somebody they can torture.
Somebody can dismember.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, there's so many things than just...
And honestly, it's not just in the woods.
Like, no, but that's the whole point.
Right.
I don't like getting... Like, here's the thing.
Hey, you guys might get lucky, though, and it'd be like Jeffrey Dahmer. He doesn't like girls anyways.
No, he
true. Likes men.
But he also doesn't like tattoos.
I was about to say, tattoos, too.
He doesn't, but I'm just...
You're like... See this, baby girl?
My ADHD. Okay, while we're on the fact of tattoos,
I'm gonna find this, so you go ahead.
If given a morally accepted, what's the word? if given the option, I'm not even going to give an example of what the situation would be.
Okay.
If given the option, it's morally okay. You didn't kill them. Okay. Would you take a bite of a human person? Like, would you?
Jesus Christ, no!
Here's the thing.
Damn it, Ashley.
Hold on.
You would say yes.
Here's the thing.
I might be psycho, but I'm not that psycho.
I get that
Do I have
every time?
Do I have to do it to survive?
Yes, maybe.
No, we want to know yes or no. You have to survive.
Okay, so if it's to survive,
yes.
Okay. If it's not to survive, and you just have the option.
No, but I'm weird. Here's the thing.
Bree is the psycho.
I don't even like eating fish, Bree. You think that
fish
I'm weird about
human or totally
but I'm just saying,
things.
like, I'm weird. I don't have a 5-year-old palate. Do you think that if somebody, I don't even like to eat octopus. I've tried calamari, disgusting.
Okay, that is
like,
disgusting.
but I'm just saying, like, to me, that's like like if somebody was like, here's a thigh meat.
I was literally about to say thigh meat. I always picture just.
I love it. So
okay, back to the statistics that Michaela's looking for.
I did get the intro
before Bree eats our thighs.
But here's the thing, mine are pretty muscular. I don't know if
I was gonna say mine are pretty bony.
Okay,
Michaela's
with some meat on it.
I mean, I got you. I am a thick ass bitch. We will make this
I
work.
love a good rare steak, so
you would probably be fine.
Honestly.
Okay, this sounds like another episode.
Okay.
Okay, ADHD.
Weird things that we think about.
Yeah.
I mean, the intrusive sometimes the intrusive thoughts are real.
And everybody answers the same. No. Boring.
So there's something wrong with you.
But I wouldn't kill somebody to eat them.
I mean,
but if they were already dead.
Here's the thing, Briggs. Here's the thing. I mean, there's some people I wouldn't.
Colin, if you're in trouble, please
I'll
call us.
get rid of them and you can just eat them. Then there's
okay, there we go.
Perfect. And then we'll find some pigs.
Colin knows. I tell him all the time I'd love to just take a chunk out of his leg. He's like,
hilarious.
You're
maybe
fucking
this
weird.
is why you're not engaged.
Probably.
Weird.
Probably.
He's afraid to be consumed.
Yeah. It's okay.
It's okay.
He's still my boyfriend.
For today. Until you take a bite out of his thigh one night. Alright, back to your statistics.
Anyways.
So this thing, it says, so it's showing like the bat, but it's like, the bear won't kill me to fulfill his sick fantasy.
Maybe it is his sick fantasy to kill you.
The bear won't pretend to be my friend first. Fair. The bear won't tell me that I'll never see my loved ones again. Ask Shannon Watts.
No, because he just goes in for the kill.
Ask Shannon Watts if she would choose the man or the bear.
Who's Shannon Watts?
The guy that her husband killed. Shanann. Sorry, that's right. The husband killed her and their two little girls.
Oh, there's
because he had
so I don't know.
Because this was a little while ago. She was pregnant. And he had a mistress and he wanted to be with his mistress. So he murdered her and then murdered both of his small children.
Yep.
And hid their bodies in his work. The little girls were in oil drums.
Oh, I do know
he had to literally shove them because the hole was so small. He had to like
he has dark short hair.
And one of the daughters said, "Are you going to do to me what you did to Cece? Please don't hurt me, Daddy." And he murdered her.
How do they know the little girl said that?
Because the dad told him.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, because he's a sick fuck.
Yeah.
So it said no one...
I think here's the difference between us. I don't surround myself with news stories of sickos.
Well,
I listen to so many true crime podcasts.
But it says no one will say I liked the bear attack. I think what frustrates me the most is she shouldn't have been wearing that. She shouldn't have been acting like that. The bear don't give a shit what you're wearing.
Right.
He'll murder you no matter what.
Yeah.
The bear sees me as a human being. Asked Gabby Petito if she would choose the man or the bear. And that was a lady with her boyfriend in the van.
Who was in the woods.
Yeah. The bear won't record it and send it to his friends. Men don't realize that there are fates worse than death. And this one says, if I scream loud enough, there's a chance the bear will run away. The bear doesn't...
Or if you just stay still.
Yeah. The bear doesn't want to take my dignity. The bear isn't going to kill me because he fell in love with somebody else. The bear doesn't keep trophies to remind him of what he did to me. After what those men did to that monitor lizard, the bears aren't safe with men either. Which I don't know if you heard about that story or not. Mm-mm. So monitor lizards are an endangered species, and these 3 men caught one, sexually assaulted it, every one of them, and then they cut it up, cooked it, and ate it.
How big is this lizard?
Yeah. They're big. They're big things. I like how that's where her head goes. How big is this?
Well, I wanted to know too.
How's this functioning?
Yeah, how did that work?
It's just like when I hear stories about little girls, like infants, being assaulted.
Yes.
And I'm like, I just don't understand, how small your PP is. That actually worked. I'm just being honest, okay?
Small dick bitch.
I'm just trying to understand, like,
right.
How do you, and how would that be enjoyable for a man Like a lizard? What the fuck? Don't
That's what
talons?
I'm saying.
Right.
Men are weird.
Yeah.
But I think that's because it's more... I'm going to play devil's advocate because a lot of women are sneaky about their stuff.
Okay.
But why did you want a lizard?
How come there's women out there fucking donkeys? Tell me that.
Not normal ones.
See,
But I'm not saying... But here's the thing.
I'm saying... Is it just because women are more sneaky and passive about it than men are? And men are like,
look what I did.
Here's the thing. Women can be sick fucks too. So I don't really... Here's the thing. True. I don't really like to encounter random women anywhere either. I don't like to be in an elevator alone with a person.
Michaela doesn't go anywhere.
No. I'm just saying.
I will fight a bitch, though. I will.
I'll fight a grown-ass man. I'm just saying.
Me too.
Like, she'll just crush their head in her thighs.
I will.
I'm going to say it again.
But I said it again.
But I'm just saying, like, and I don't trust anyone. I just don't. But... people are the monsters. People are the monsters.
I'll eat a bite of a leg, but I am not going to sexually assault a lizard. That's
disgusting.
I don't think a lizard and a female would work out so well.
I guess that's true. I wouldn't have the chance.
Yeah, sorry, you missed your chance.
No donkeys for me, though.
But I think that's also... like how you personally have encountered life, like how what you personally have gone through. Because like my dad was a semi over the road truck driver, and I went to visit him one time in a truck stop, and he's like, "You're not going to the bathroom alone because they're going to think you're a lot lizard." And I'm like,
lot lizard. I was going to say that.
Yeah.
I was like, knowing to think I'm a fucking lot lizard, and then there's TikToks of guys looking like lot lizards, and then I'm like, whoa, okay, if they think that guy is, then whatever. But
they're lonely.
But you don't look like a lot lizard. You could tell.
I don't know if I've ever seen a lot lizard.
It's a hooker.
Yeah, I know what it is, but I'm like, I don't know if I've ever seen it.
I mean, that could be anybody. I mean, I used to live across the hallway from a call girl. And
but call girls are different than lot lizards.
Yeah. Lot lizards
you would
are
not...
like...
You would think it when she was taking her trash out. She would go out in her skeeky little outfits. But when her clients would come over, she didn't look like she did when she was
fancy.
No, she looked like you or I right now.
Oh, I got you. Just like a normal
But when
date.
she would take the trash out, it was like booty shorts and hooker heels and like a tight top and just going to the trash can. But then there were times, and I only know this because her clients would knock on my door and I would open it and be like,
wrong door.
Because my loft had 2 doors.
Oh,
and across the hall was singles, so there was 2 different lofts across the hall.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
So, like, if they would go, my front door was at the top, or one of my doors was at the top of the stairs. But then when you go around, her door or my other door. And so there were times that I would answer it, and I'm like, over there.
You for the call girl? It's not me.
I mean, these guys were people I wouldn't even want to walk on the same side of the sidewalk as, let alone share a bed with.
Right.
Yeah.
But, so to answer your question, I don't know. I mean, again, I feel like maybe it's just me being arrogant or blissfully ignorant. I don't know. A bear would terrify the shit out of me.
But here's the thing. I don't even like to walk, like, I used to love to go to the nature center.
Well, I'm not going in the woods, period, so.
But that means Bree would have to leave Nixa.
Yeah, exactly.
Or my house. The only reason I leave my house is for working here, so.
And you don't pass the woods on the way to either one of those.
Yeah, I love going to the nature center, but there have been times that, and it could be my anxiety, it could be my own things. I'm not saying it couldn't.
Right.
But you're like, why is this
person
all of a sudden walking the same like strides as me? You know what I mean? Like, because usually people have their stride and they're going, and if they're going faster, they're just going to go around you.
Yeah.
But it's like they come up real quick, and then all of a sudden they keep a distance.
Yeah.
And it's like, just go around me.
Right.
Like,
right.
Why are you doing this?
I don't want nobody behind me anyway.
No. Yeah. But like I said, you know, it could be my own thing, but I just. After, and it probably is listening to murder mysteries and whatnot, but
we know.
I don't like to go alone, and if I do, I would take pepper spray. But anymore, even if I go walk at that OTC track that I really like, I'll take Nelson.
I was about to say, yeah.
I always take Nelson. He can't go to the nature center.
Yeah, because there's no dogs.
Yeah, they can't have dogs there.
Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
But I take him to OTC with me because I mean he's never been aggressive, but people tell me that he probably would protect me
for sure.
Just happened. I think just one of him jumping up, trying to like.
Yeah.
He just wants a hug, but somebody's gonna think he's coming for something else.
And he sounds mean. He's
a big boy.
He's not a thigh guy. He's an upper arm guy.
Oh, he is. Exactly.
I'm a thigh guy.
I'm a thigh gal myself.
You know what? Maybe I'd be fine with a man in the woods.
Maybe you would.
Boy, I'm gonna eat you.
Exactly.
I am gonna kill you.
You're like, here's the thing.
Step up.
Yeah.
One of us is gonna die.
Yeah, and it ain't gonna be me.
It's gonna be you.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna taste your thigh.
Okay, so maybe I'll be fine with the bear.
Yeah.
Or the man.
See, I'm just saying.
It's like, man, my dreams are finally coming true.
Yeah.
You're the man of my dreams. Look at those thighs.
You know what? Now that I know how to use a gun, I'll just make sure to take a gun with me.
Let's do this, buddy.
Yeah.
Ugh. The thought of taking a bite out of someone's thigh is making my stomach churn.
I'm like getting hungry.
Whereas she doesn't want to skin an animal, but she'll eat a person's thigh.
Yeah, because animals are so pure and innocent. Most of them.
You're right. I agree.
Men
are not. Women are not. I mean, I'm just saying, you know.
Humanity is
disgusting.
I'll eat them all.
Yeah.
Bree's not gonna be picky.
I'm actually not a cannibal, I promise.
I'm never going
Girl,
never going to Bree's house again.
Girl, we don't kink shame around here. It's fine. You do you, man.
I do if my life's on the line.
Your thighs are skinny. Get over it. She ain't coming after you. You and your ginger skin. She ain't interested.
I'm getting these clothes.
That's right.
Okay, so if Bree and Michaela are in the woods together... Michaela, are you terrified now? Bree, are you excited?
You can trust me.
Okay, so if if Bree's asking anyone to go hiking with her anytime soon.
Just make sure she doesn't have any seasoning packets in her pocket.
Or ketchup.
Number one, no, it's weird because I'm not going in the woods. I'm not going on a hike, period. So
don't come over to watch
if I ask you
either.
to go on a hike, chances are I'm eating
you're going down. You guys want to go on an overnight hike? Do you have any family that would miss you?
So if you ever hear this podcast is going camping, SOS. Michaela and I are blinking twice.
I don't go camping.
Yeah, true. Me. No.
What about a camper?
In a camper, that's different.
Would you go in a camper?
Maybe.
See, but this is what Taylor and I were talking about just the other day, actually. Because we have a camper.
Yeah.
Obviously, we lived in it for like however many months.
Yeah. How big is it?
Not big.
Okay.
Like 26 foot. That's it.
And all four of you lived in it?
And the 4 dogs.
Oh.
That's what I was going to say. You have to think about how many occupants were in said RV.
How many living, breathing creatures were in there? Sometimes the 2 big ones would go into my mom's house and hang out for a while when we were parked in her backyard. But for those of you who don't know, that's while I was remodeling a house. I wasn't just freely loading on my mom's backyard.
Thanks, Tina. Sometimes there's days I think maybe I'll just move into Tina's backyard.
By all means, she's got it. Go for it. She'd love it. But we were talking about it because, like, when I was growing up, we would go camping all the time in the summer. Mm-hmm. And my, like, you know, like, there's families that have kids around the same age as you or your siblings, for those that have siblings. Mm-hmm. And so then...
I just realized that was about me.
I'm like, oh,
what's that like? A sibling? I don't know what that is. Sorry, not to you, Michael. You came later on in our life.
Exactly.
But, like, so my... One couple that my parents were friends with had a daughter my age and a son my brother's age, and another couple had a son my age and then a son younger than me. Like, so there was like a bunch of families.
Yeah.
And Taylor and I were talking about how, like, one family had a pop-up camper, so they popped it up, and one couple was on one bed, my parents were on the other bed, and my brother and his friend were on the inside bed. The girls were kicked outside in a tent.
Oh my gosh.
And we had to sleep in a tent.
Jeez.
And like now I'm like, Taylor, I won't even let our girls in a camper by themselves. Let alone in a tent outside the camper by themselves overnight, multiple nights in a row.
Yeah. No.
Like
no.
Crazy. Or like one family, the husband didn't like camping, but he liked the canoeing and the the activities besides sleeping outside.
Yeah.
So they would leave their son with us and go get a hotel room, and their son and the other couple that had boys, those boys would all be in the tent together.
Oh my gosh.
And like now I'm like that. No.
Yeah.
No, thank you. I would never do that.
No.
Just the same
I would have a hard
I would be
time
more
doing
terrified
that.
of my girls sleeping in a tent outside than
sure.
think being in the woods with a bear.
Yes.
Well, okay.
Just because, like you said, there's men, there's women.
Oh, that's true, yeah.
But see, that's the thing, is people asking, would you rather your daughters encounter a bear or a grown man in the woods?
I could see my girls being like, oh, hey, bear, come here.
And it would love them.
Hey, little berry.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this tiny one.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a big one.
Yeah.
Come be my friends. That'd be my girls.
bear.
Yeah, and they would be friends with your girls. That would just happen. But that's what I'm saying.
My girls would become like Tarzan. It's fine.
Exactly.
That would be so
But I would not.
Tarzan.
I still get nervous when Jace goes to the bathroom by himself, like in public places, like not at home.
Yeah.
But like I stand outside that door.
Yep. I get bothered with the fact that, and this is nothing against trans. I'm not saying anything against them. But I'm saying the fact that there are those that are not, that play the part so they can get that backdoor entrance into things. Yeah. Because, like, my father-in-law used to work at a prison. Mm-hmm. And he said that there were a couple men in there that were trans. And I was like, but are they, though? And he's like, what do you mean? I was like, they're geniuses. Because there's not a woman touching them for the rest of their life. If they say they're trans, a woman has to do their body checks. Hell yeah, sign me up. I'll be a man all day.
About that.
I'll be a man all day long, so a man's touching me, not a woman touching me if I was the flip.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, God, I didn't think about that. I'm like, I'm just saying, like, yes, on the flip, they are getting other penalties. Yeah. But on the same side, like, they're now having a female guard do their body searches and cavity searches instead of a male guard.
Right. Well, and I dated a guy that was in federal prison. Look, go me.
You did?
Yeah.
I thought he was in federal. I thought he was in state.
No, he was in fed.
Oh, he was in fed. Okay. Uh-huh.
Oh my God. You were a prison wife.
No, he wasn't in prison while they were dating.
Oh, no.
He was an ex.
Cool. He was an ex. He had done his 9 years.
Gotcha.
In fed.
9.
For pot. So who knows what else, but anyway.
No, that's legit, because I know someone that her dad was a kingpin.
Oh, okay.
And it was just weed. Yeah. And he was in for, she helped take some of the fall, so she went to prison for a couple years so that he wouldn't take all of it.
Yeah.
But he was in for quite a while from what I remember her telling me.
But he said there was a trans guy there, and he's like, she was very popular with the people.
Yeah, that's the other day. Like, so then they're popular in one way, but if they're
But you have to think they're probably safer.
Sure, if they got someone.
Anyway, I just found that interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys ever seen Sons of Anarchy?
No. I have not. I also haven't ever watched that Orange is the New Black.
Oh my God,
that one's too much.
I will read. And, okay.
There we go.
Literally, okay, so my brother's in prison. We all know this. And, which he's in a men's prison. But every single thing
obviously
he tells me,
he's in a men's prison.
It's not co-ed.
Thank you for specifying there's no co-ed prisons out there.
But everybody always says prison's not like what you see on the TV. Every single thing he's ever said to me is on Orange is the New Black.
Really?
I swear. Like, guards are the ones bringing in the drugs. Guards are the ones providing the cell phones.
But he's in a state, right?
Yeah.
So I wonder if it's a difference, because I've toured the federal prison in Springfield. Mm-hmm. And, of course, I was on a tour, so I was not in the back door, back closets, and all the things. But, on the flip of that, the amount of shit that those inmates have that I would love to have in my house. Like, the crafting supplies they have,
Really?
Like, they have a kiln to fire their pottery in. They have that expensive, of course, this was years ago when I priced it, $1,500 sewing machine I would love to have for leather work.
They have a tattoo, like, they'll do, like, tattoo apprenticeships in the prison that he's in, so you can get needles and ink off commissary. And
But is it under, are you supervised while you're doing it?
I don't know.
Because I'm sure that's also, in turn, because your husband, your brother, is not going to be there forever. So they want him to be a productive member of society when he leaves.
Right.
So if he has some kind of skill to take him places in the world when he's done.
Well, he was doing hair, like that he was doing the barbershop. But then
apprenticeship, or does he do hair before he was in there?
No.
Okay.
But they closed the barbershop down because I don't know why.
Lice.
Probably.
I'm just kidding. Lice outbreak. They gotta take it down.
But I mean, the amount of things, like, I asked him, I was like, so how do these people get phones in here? He's like, do you really think these grown-ass men are shoving an iPhone up their asshole? Absolutely not. The guards will give them their phones and charge $50 to $100 an hour.
Oh my gosh.
And let them use their phones. The guards provide nicotine. The guards provide weed. The guards provide meth and heroin and needles.
Wow.
And pills. He said it's easier to get anything in prison than it is out on the streets.
Oh my gosh.
He said you'll walk around and there's just needles on the floor.
Ew!
Yeah.
Okay, that is like my, hypodermic needles.
Isn't that crazy? Because then they turn around and they get caught with it, and the guards are like, oh, you're in trouble, but the guards are the ones bringing it in.
That's crazy.
So, yeah.
That's why you don't get messed up with the guards.
Right.
Serve your time.
Don't talk to the guards. Yeah.
look down.
I dated a fed bed guard, too, for a little while.
Did you really?
Yeah. Not long. He was not interesting.
No, they're not. No offense to my father-in-law. They're not. They are a different breed.
Yeah, they are.
And they're very, like, because I've had one in my life now for 13 years.
Yeah.
And, like, we go places and you'll be having a conversation and all of a sudden he's locked in on somebody and we're like, back over here. Come here. Because he, you know, he's used to having to, what's that guy doing?
Yeah.
What's that guy doing?
Yeah.
What's going on? And I'm like, I don't freaking care what's going on, okay? The amount of conceal and carries at this dinner table, I don't care what's happening behind me right now, okay?
Yeah.
Come on.
Protected.
Unless they're like 2 feet behind me,
yeah.
Don't give 2 shits. Come on. Focus on the conversation at hand.
But, speaking of which,
man versus bear.
I mean, that's fine. I just, you know, it segued nicely into camping, and then I hate camping though. It's horrible. It's hot.
It's gross.
But in a camper, would you do it?
I've never been in a camper, so I mean, maybe.
Oh, so you don't know?
I don't know. My parents weren't. My mom was not a camping person, so we just never went. And then Chris's family was real big into that. Oh, I should.
Have you ever been like
the one who shall not be named? I'm so sorry.
His name is not Chris.
No.
It's Chris with a K.
His family was into the outdoorsy stuff. And
have you ever been like floating, like in a canoe?
Oh gosh, yes. Oh, horrible.
No go on that?
No. Now, if you put me in a raft and I don't have to be the one in charge of anything, okay.
The raft is the blow up thing.
Yeah.
But like I don't want to be flotation device. Is that what you're talking about?
I don't know. Or like they have square ones, like
like a party barge floater.
Yeah, yeah, like that. As long as somebody else is paddling and I can just be in there, that's fine. But and I want it to be somebody that knows what they're doing.
Right.
Yeah.
But if there's gonna be like what's the word? Like not a tide, but like the
water.
Yeah, the rapids. Yeah. So yeah, because whenever I went with the one who shall not.
I mean, I went last year, but after the rapids, I was like, I'm not fucking going back.
Okay, here's the thing: you go to Camp Tomahawk. It's like literally like a 2-mile float. You can do it as many times as you want, and it's real easy. I liked that one because you just get your own personal raft. And you just raft down and it takes you and it's not, there's no rapids.
Yeah, it's calm.
But I grew up around the Niangua, which is at Bennett Springs. And the one who shall not be named he has his own kayak, he liked that kind of thing. We went with his work. His work had a big thing every year. And we got a canoe. Yeah. And the severe thunderstorm came along.
No.
First of all, it was like a 13-mile thing. We thought we were almost done. And these people are like, you've got like 6 more miles. Took hours. Yep. Then we get in a severe thunderstorm. I don't like storms, let alone out in the middle of the water in a metal thing. Yeah. So then we hit this thing. So they told us about this dip that you go over. It was like something of death. I can't remember.
Oh, okay.
So we can't hear each other because it's raining so hard. And I realize we're coming up on this thing. We tip. No. Like we go over, we tip. Our stuff's going everywhere. This poor gentleman down the way tries to, because everyone is on the sides holding on to trees and stuff.
Yeah.
This poor gentleman tries to step out to the middle to catch me, and I'm like, oh, honey, do you see me? And so we had to get our cool, everything was done. Mm-hmm. We got back in that canoe, and I said, if you want to stay married, you're going to get me to the end of this floor. Now. I said, you better start paddling. Yeah. Because I'm done.
And that's when papers were served.
Should have been probably, but no.
Was this before your son or after your son?
It was before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. Damn.
But yeah. Never, yeah.
See, I grew up floating. Like when we went to my dad's service, there was a picture and they were like, oh, your dad floated? I'm like, oh, he never told you that? We did it every summer, multiple times a summer, yes!
Yeah, and he had friends that he worked with that they would take their they loved it. That was just, I am not an outdoorsy person.
Neither am I.
My parents went floating one time before my brother, so I would have been like 3 or 4.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I came home with blisters on my index fingers because I was rubbing the side of the aluminum canoe and nobody knew it. And I blistered my fingertips. Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Still float. There was a thing, did you guys ever hear of Stream Team?
Yes.
What? I was a Stream Team person.
I did that too, but we didn't float.
Oh,
we could do it at the banks if you wanted to.
What'd you do at the banks?
Cleaned up trash.
Oh, then that's a different Stream Team than ours.
I was thinking rafting.
Yeah, we had a bus that would
cleaning team. That is so Michaela.
Clean? Do you think I was gonna go clean anything?
Yeah, we went and volunteered all the time at the rivers, cleaned up all the trash, cigarette butts, don't litter. my glasses. I'm out. Jesus. It just shows the difference between you guys.
I was like, somebody else has heard a stream.
No, our stream chime was literally, I don't know how often, if it was once a week. I think it was once a week.
Let's continue.
We're gonna pause this for a second.
Where's my glasses?
So back to Stream Team, now that we're back from our little breaky break. Little breaky break on Michaela Stacy. So we're back now.
So anyway, you can talk about your Stream Team.
Mine was not cleaning we had a thing with us if we saw trash we could pick up, but we didn't proactively seek out the trash.
It was an option.
Yeah, it was optional.
Not mandatory.
You're talking about these orange things that look like an orange bag that you get oranges in from the grocery store? Yes, we got those, but we didn't fill them.
We didn't fill them.
We literally, it was a bus, and the parks had a canoe trailer, just like you do when you go floating, and the parks had a bus driver drive us there, and our director, or our whoever, whatever you want, leader of Stream Team, we would put in, and then the bus driver would drive down, and we would float down and learn our skills. Pick up trash along the way if we saw it, but it wasn't like a activity. We weren't seeking out the trash. Like Michaela, God, poor Michaela.
Oh my God.
Last night, Kyle was, because he was like, Jace, you know how we used to have to get a hold of our moms? Nobody had cell phones. He was like, so if you need your mom, you had to call her at work.
Yeah.
And he was like, my mom would always get mad at us. Because she's like, you're going to get me fired by calling her all the time. And I go, I don't remember Helen getting mad. He's like, yeah, that's because you were calling because you needed more books. Nerd. He's like, I need another book, Mom. What am I going to do? Shut up.
It's true. So yeah, that was Stream Team. So I did that when I was younger for several summers. My mom signed me up, and I went down the river with a random man, and there was
instead of a bear,
6 or 10 of us.
Yeah.
Some girls, some boys.
Okay, so what is your answer? Bear or man?
Do I have my gun or not?
No.
No.
It's just you.
Just me.
Just you in the woods by yourself.
Just you.
You're a little skinny. What if it's a big buff boy? You know,
I've dated a few of them.
She'll just emasculate him and be fine.
That's true.
He'll have his wiener tucked in no time. He'll be like, oh! She'd be like,
her words will kill him.
Yeah, exactly. The words will do the work.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know, because honestly, I would say that I would rather be with a man than a bear, because bears are freaking
And here's the thing, I get,
there's a chance I could survive a man.
There's a chance that he could do worse things to you than the bear.
I don't know if it's worse than I've already had done to me, so...
Well, I do know I'm not running. I don't run. The man will catch me, because I just don't run.
Like I said, I listen to too many true crime podcasts to hear what men have done to...
Yeah.
And women have done horrible things to men, too.
Right,
right.
But as a woman who's not
I don't
doing
want
those
to be
things,
tortured days and days on... Just murder.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't want to be kept and them do their sick things to me. No, thank you. No, thank you.
So what if you play into it? You use your sexuality to be like, okay, daddy, and then he's not into it anymore because you're not giving him.
Then he's just gonna murder you, I guess. Which then would end.
No, that's true. Yeah.
But I get that it's not like it. Like I said, I think for me it's more just bringing light to the fact that there's even a question. The fact that there's even a question of, would you rather be with a wild animal?
Would you rather be with the bear at Bass Pro or a man?
But that's what I'm saying. I think
that's what I keep thinking of, is that massive ass bear. And I'm like,
right. Ugh. And so that's what I'm saying, is
at least a man I can look him in the eyes and...
I think it's just the mere fact that it's the fact that women would pick a wild animal that you can't reason with.
Yeah. If you've ever been a Bass Pro, you're picking a monster.
Because they're scared of what a man can... That's sad. It's sad that no one can feel safe in our society. Is more, I think, what I feel in this situation. It's a hypothetical that is ridiculous.
That we pray never happens to any of us.
Right, but the mere fact that, honestly, if I'm standing in the woods with a man looking at me in an intent to, I would take the bear.
Yeah.
Every time. But, at the same time, if I'm in the woods and I see a fucking bear, do you think I'm not going to be terrified? Absolutely.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's just the mere fact that I would ponder on. It's not a clear-cut answer of I would rather be with a human being than a bear.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing. Would you rather be with, because, you know, a woman could hurt you as well.
Yeah. They
can have guns, knives, you know.
Sick, twisted,
desires
to eat your thigh.
Yeah. Who are those people?
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, it's just the mere fact that people are terrifying. They just are.
People are terrifying, like, because, like, if you think about it, like, I mean, I've said it before on a podcast, in New Orleans, and I told you guys that I turned back around from a man, but I would have done that if it was a woman sitting in that same corner looking at me the same way she was. So it's
that's what I mean is...
But, like, if you go to, like, the Middle East, a lot of those places, I mean, you can't... We could not even walk on the streets.
Yeah. We wouldn't know. We wouldn't know what to do.
When my mother goes to the Middle East, and I'm like, honey, you stick out like a sore thumb in the middle of the Middle East, and here you are, just oblivious to the world. Yeah, no, she's not oblivious. She just
Tina does her own thing.
Doesn't care.
Yeah, Tina spawned Ashley, so we can see exactly where she gets it from.
But my mom also grew up in. She was born outside the U.S. and she grew up every summer outside the U.S. Yeah. So, like, she's lived those cultures. Yes. Yeah. So she has a different perspective, even though that was 60 years.
Right.
Yeah, we'll say 60 years.
But still, that gives people that gives people a different perspective. It really does.
When you, like, because, like, there's times where I'm like, Mom, what are you doing? And she's like, it's fine. I'm like,
no, it's not.
You're in the middle of Dubai. Yeah. Bleach blonde looking... pale as can be.
Which I will say, Dubai, I think, is pretty touristy.
Dubai is pretty different, but then she goes into these other
I say that's different.
Yeah. Or she's ridden a camel through the desert, and I'm like, oh, you're the only blonde one in this photo.
Yeah.
Wonder where the tourist is in this photo. At least the others can kind of blend in. But you, on the other hand, don't. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it also depends on how you were brought up, like, whereas Michaela was kind of sheltered from a lot of things.
Yeah, I really was. And I was, like, one of the first things
I slept in a tent outside by myself in the middle of the summer.
But also my mother taught me you never rely on men. I mean, that's
a
very...
True. Yes.
Right. You know, that's one of those things that...
Well, that's what Bradley told me the other day. She's not going to work when she grows up.
Good for her.
And I said, listen here, bonbons at 4 months pregnant on the couch. You had nothing.
Hey, I am tired of having to work, okay?
Who's not? Who's not?
Right. Why did we sign up for this? Why did we
hell, it's going backwards now, so...
That's true.
Anyway, that's a whole nother episode. I could talk about women's rights forever. That's another
I was like, what are we talking about right now?
What's girl code?
Yeah. I still haven't watched those.
Damn it. I've seen the TikToks.
I know. Well, I did watch those.
Okay.
But, like, how you're brought up versus that my girls, like, I've told them, like, you're gonna work. Like, whether you want to own your own business or work for somebody else. And I don't care what avenue you take.
Yeah.
Because, like, I quit working the day before I had our oldest because I had her. So, and my job was a male-ran industry, and I was not welcome back after I became a mom. So, that happened, and then I started the first boutique we had shortly after because I can't sit home with idle hands. Like, I'm not made to be a baking
You have a really good work ethic.
Yes, you really do.
Not me.
You have a drive that most people don't have.
Yeah. So then I was like, well, then we had our second, and I was like, well, I can't do this. This is too much.
Right.
So then I quit, and then here I am back again, and I just am like, I can't.
Yeah.
So I think it's also indicative of me thinking I could
do it all.
Kill the man.
Yeah.
Or I could eat the bear for dinner.
Right.
There we go.
A bear, not a human.
Okay.
And I mean, here's the thing, I would fight tooth and nail, but I'm just saying.
Right.
She'd be like, listen here, fucker.
That's exactly right.
There goes
your head. You're gonna squish it.
Exactly. Going straight for the nutsack.
You want to see what your brains look like?
I do.
Did you guys watch that Jeffrey Dahmer thing? Did you see that?
No, I can't.
Did you watch it? The Jeffrey Dahmer,
like the Netflix thing?
Yeah, the like not the real life. It was like a reenactment.
Yeah, with
Don't tell me names because I don't know.
Okay. with the guy.
Yes. And it like showed him going to meeting all of his victims and bringing him back to his apartment and stuff.
Yeah, it was a Netflix series.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm thinking like when he was like, I want to listen to your heart so I know what it sounds like before I eat it.
Ew.
That's what I'm envisioning Brie like.
I just want to lick your thigh a little bit.
Can you flex that muscle real quick so I can see it before I chomp?
How tender.
I need to see where you're right. Oh, yep. Okay.
That's the spot.
Right over the Pop-Tart tattoo.
You can stop flexing now. I've got my game plan.
Oh, God.
So for all the men out there, if you see Brie in the woods, I would run no matter what.
I would, yeah.
Unless you're into that, I will eat you.
Or she's lost and maybe she needs saving.
I mean,
I'm definitely directionally challenged.
If she's in the woods, she's going to be mad because she's in the woods.
Yeah.
So you better run away from her because she's disgruntled already.
And
she has probably have her mean friend with her, and Ashley will take you down.
And I'll probably be hungry.
Exactly.
She will have snacks.
Ashley will take them down. Ashley will have snacks. Ashley will be prepared. She'll have her mom back.
Yeah.
And then she'll be like, okay, girls, we're going to step over here while Brie takes care of what we just did here.
I'm not going to watch
you'd be like,
this
man found in the woods. He seems to have been attacked by an animal of some kind.
A wild breed.
Looks like a human bite. Must have been soured meat. She didn't keep going. Spoiled brat meat.
Didn't have any salt and pepper. I'll carry it with me next time.
I'm gonna puke. I am legit gonna puke. The other day I was at Walmart. Side note to your salt and peppers.
ADHD.
I love that she's taking side tracks now. Yeah.
I bought a little thing. It's like this big and it's like a pouch, like a squeezy pouch, and it's teriyaki sauce. I'm gonna put that in my purse so I can have, because I love Asian food so much.
That way Brie has a flavoring.
I got teriyaki.
Okay.
You don't like teriyaki sauce?
I mean, yeah, but it's a pouch. Does it close up?
It's like a ketchup pouch.
Like just a little one, like
a squeezy pouch,
like a one.
It's
timer.
1 ounce.
Oh, it's a one timer.
Yeah,
one and doneer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now you less. When we're in the woods, you don't get it for your thighs.
I'll need some hot sauce.
I don't eat hot sauce. So
what?
They do have cute little packs at Walmart though for $1 if you want one.
Put it in your little pack for her.
I'm not packing hot sauce for the thigh eater.
It doesn't have to be a thigh.
I will.
I prefer it to be a thigh.
I feel like we're talking about chicken. Do you want the thigh or the breast?
Okay, here's the thing. We need to go on a podcast adventure to the nature center.
Pick my
Don't you say it.
I just mean we should go. We should do a podcast while we walk around and see if
and you were just
in.
absolutely dreading it.
Oh yeah,
sweaty. Yeah, hating the bugs, hating the.
Now
heat.
I will say, if I'm exercising, I don't mind sweating. So I mean, really, I don't mind to go walking.
I hate
sweating.
But
if I'm trying to just enjoy my life and like be outside, I'm a real bitch if it's hot.
I mean, that's why I'm so pale. I don't go outside.
Ugh.
Well, Bree's used to getting up at the butt crack of dawn for work, and you're used to being up early to go to the gym. And I have children that don't sleep, so we can go at like. That's dawn, like, cool.
When
it's really creepy.
As soon as they open the gates,
when it's really creepy.
Yeah.
You can kind of see who's out there, but not see them.
Are you a bear or a man?
Either way, I'm eating you. Okay, so yeah.
Okay, so date day.
Yeah.
We'll do
and
that.
We also need to go to the morgue restaurant that you were talking about.
Did you find it?
No, I haven't.
Because I can't find it. I didn't tell Brie about it because she wasn't here.
Look. Sorry, I'm getting text messages from the one we shall not name and... Anyway, I couldn't find it online, but we're gonna have to drive by it.
Okay, I'll have to drive by it.
Yeah. There's a morgue restaurant.
It said, I was driving through Billings, and I passed a building that said, the morgue restaurant, but I was passing it, and I was late for something, so I didn't...
tell me that's not cannibalistic.
What?
The morgue restaurant?
I was thinking more of like the spooky factor.
Yeah.
Not the cannibal factor.
Well, a morgue has dead bodies in it.
Dead cow bodies, dead chicken bodies, dead pork.
But animals don't go to the morgue.
They do if you're trying to do an autopsy on them.
Why would you need to do an autopsy on an animal?
You want to see why they died. If somebody poisoned them, if they had a heart attack, if there was something that could have been prevented. People do it all the time. You've never heard of
an chicken?
Well, a dog.
No, usually it's dogs.
Or cats.
Usually it's beloved animals.
I'm not going to eat them.
I mean, my friend, I don't know if she listens to this podcast or not. She'd probably be mortified that I tell this story, but she, her kids her husband's family, they're farmers in a place that's hours from here. So her kids go up and they stay like a day or two with them. Well, she picked up the kids, and her youngest is 3, like 3.5. And he was telling her that Papa went out and one of the calves was dead, and so he dug a big hole and put the cow in the hole while the son was riding in the tractor the entire time he was doing this. I mean, and she looked at her husband and she said, "Do you really think he had our 3-year-old?" And he's like, "Why wouldn't he?"
So I'm like, a couple of years ago, my cousin lived on a farm, and we were driving around, and they literally just had a fucking dead cow out in like the burn pile.
In the burn pile? Doesn't it stink when it burns? Like,
well, I don't know. I just mean like that's where he was at the time. I don't know.
When they just eat it,
but
no,
there's if it dies. And so I mean, we were driving around with with Jason, the little thing. And there's just bloated dead cow carcass out there.
And Jace, this is where your hamburger came from.
Oh, he's known that for... Here's the thing. I parent not like my mother. So Jace Ray knows a lot of things that... Like, he kept telling me about where babies came from. So by the age of, 7, he knew where babies came from. Because he wouldn't leave me alone about it. So
no way.
Here's where babies come from.
Does your son not know?
Well, he's 7. I told him he came out of my belly button and stole my belly button. So then I was wearing high-waisted pants. And so I pulled my shirt up. I was like, "See, you stole my belly button."
Did you ever fix this story, or is that still the story?
He literally had a mental breakdown because he thought he stole my belly
poor
button.
buddy.
Oh my God, Mom, I'm so sorry.
And this is why you're
son of a bitch.
This is why you're the only, because I don't have another belly button to give away. Right. Oh, jerk.
So no, my 7-year-old does not know where babies come from.
Yeah, it's just one of the things that I...
Right.
So he knows where cows, I mean,
Well, I mean, if he's asking about it. Yeah.
Here's where it is, buddy.
Carter doesn't seem to care.
Yeah. So.
My girls know because their dad kept saying I pooped them out, and I was afraid they were going to be terrified they were going to poop a baby out. So I was like, no, guys, we're going to have a talk about this.
Well, I mean,
you don't poop them, they don't come out like your poop, because they were like,
right.
So if I go poop, I'm like, no, you're not going to have a baby.
I mean,
they don't know how the baby gets there,
right?
But they know how the baby comes out.
Oh, Jason knows how they get there now too.
Oh, okay. So that's what I thought you were saying. Yeah.
Because him and his buddies were in the back seat after football season last year.
How old is he?
He's 10 now. Okay, they were 9, and they were back there laughing about stuff. I was like, "What are you laughing about?" And so they told me. And so now, obviously, I don't speak on it when other children are in the car.
Right.
If I kind of tease them when they're in there, but then as soon as I drop that other kid off, I was like, "We're gonna talk about it now."
Yeah. Yep.
Because if you're gonna be in the back seat laughing about it, we're gonna talk about it. And he hates it, but I'm like,
what was he laughing about?
So, well, for one thing, on our family vacation to Florida, we went by a strip club, and I was laughing because it said 33 hot chicks, one ugly chick and a fat chick or something, and I was laughing about it. And he's like, "I know what those places are." And I'm like, "Okay." And then, he liked to take the stairs, and my parents liked the elevator, because we hate elevators. So, so we're going upstairs. He goes, "I know more than you think I do." And I said, "I'm sure you do." I said, "You have YouTube and stuff." And I said, "But just know now that you've made that statement to me, we're going to talk about it."
Yep.
And so we sat down and talked, not then, but we sat down and talked about it. And then, I can't remember, they were laughing about boobs, something. It was just something in the backseat they were laughing about. Something. But, so now, whenever, the other day he was talking about queefing. And so, it was like a joke, but I was like, so when his friend got out of the car, I said, "Now we're going to talk about it."
Want to know what a fucking queef is?
Yeah, because
here we go.
But here's the thing: is I'm like, okay, don't think I go to that extreme.
Okay, push one out.
But it's one of those things that I'm like, I just feel like he should know,
right?
Because here's the thing:
especially if he's talking about it already.
Yeah, and especially it's like, here's the thing: he's gonna have sex one day.
Yeah,
and I would much rather him
be knowledgeable
about what's going on.
Yeah.
No, certain things are normal.
Yeah.
We don't judge people for things that happen. Which we haven't gotten that in depth to it, but it's just one of those things that I'm like, I would rather, and I also want him to know, you can come talk, I could not talk to my mom about sex.
Right.
They prayed one time, prayed over me after they caught me doing something. They snuck to the basement and saw me doing something with my boyfriend, and then they took him home, and literally, they prayed over me and cried.
Traumatizing.
When I was, yes.
That's what you say?
Traumatizing.
Yes. So,
let me do my shit.
Yeah. But I'm just saying, so I would rather him come to me and be like, "Hey,
I need to talk to you.
I want to talk to you about this," and that way it's like, okay, if you're going to have sex, we need to make sure that you're doing this safely because we don't want a grandchild.
Yep.
So,
open communication.
I'm just saying, I'm like, let's just talk about it.
I think
and so that's where I think at this point is I don't make it, like, I'm just very matter of fact about it.
Yeah.
Here's what it is. Awkward. It's not awkward. It's not weird. Mom's open to it. I understand these things are going to happen. We've also had the discussion that soon he's going to enjoy touching himself.
Okay, so I think this would be a great time for us to go to the next episode and talk about that in the next episode. Okay. Because we are pushing the breaking point.
Oh, okay.
So
fantastic.
That can be our...
On that note, my poor son. We're ending this one on Chase Ray.
Well, we will come back to that in the next episode.
Yeah, stay tuned.
So thanks for joining us.
On Moms
with Nothing
to talk